live. This is Clarityempress, the Empress of Clarity, here to bring you a collective energy reading and a blackout reading tonight. I hope everybody is doing well. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And comment in the comment section. Let me know if the reading resonates with you. The download I got. Oh, make sure you ring that bell. Don't forget that. That way you get notified anytime I come on. And just know that when you like, share, and you subscribe, that is an energetic donation to the channel. Costs you absolutely nothing. And it is just so appreciated here. I mean, we need to keep thriving, or I'll just cut the channel out. Just saying, why would we keep going if we don't grow, you know? So, I thank you for being here. This, again, is a blackout collective reading. The download I got is that if you let them slide, they're going to keep on skating. And somebody just, you know how they say, you give them an inch, they take a mile. That's the vibe. That is the vibe. Um, and it's not something you are accepting. We're using the Kipperish deck tonight. Staying hydrated. We're using the Kipperish deck tonight. And we're going to see what this is. What I got in the download is that the message was that you kept giving somebody the benefit of the doubt, and they kept taking that for granted. Not everybody can accept someone who has grace for them. Some people take that grace as ignorance or stupidity or naivete. I don't know how you say it. Being naive, right? Some people take that as a joke. They don't recognize that people give you grace because they know genuinely as a human we make mistakes. And I feel like you have someone in your energy that ran amok with your grace, if that makes sense to you. All right. Hold on. Yeah, one more. Invite to the. Uh, so sometimes people take that and they run with it. People take that as, that's why we stop over here in the Clarityempress Collective family. We don't give benefits for doubts anymore because people take that as a yes, I can do that to you again. Yes, I can disrespect you again. Yes, it doesn't matter if you hurt or whatever. I can just play with you again. That's what they do. So, words of the wise, no more benefits for doubts, right? Because whoever this is, you gave a couple benefits of doubts, or you tried to understand, or you tried to be patient, or you try to be, understanding in a way that it kind of backfired. It's just you being a human being. Sometimes people don't understand that. So anyway, thank you for your likes, thank you for your shares, thank you for coming. All right, let's get started. All right, Spirit, give me a message for the collective. What they need to know during this blackout reading. Bondage. Okay, so somebody felt trapped or stuck, or they feeling trapped and stuck. I feel like it's trapped and stuck by decision, though. It's like somebody got set up, fell for something. Tell me more, Spirit. One at a time. I don't know why it's not giving me one card. One card, please. This is a blackout reading. Thanks for coming. All right. Oh, we got twin flame. Okay. So we got bondage. Somebody feels trapped. And then we got twin flame. So bondage is in the past energy. Twin flame is in the current energy. This person feels like they have a soul tie to you. Yeah, they feel like they have a soul tie. Tell me more, spirit. Yet, in the hidden energy, this person is mentally and emotionally unstable. Either that or a third party is. We're going to see. So we got bondage, twin flame, and then we got mentally and emotionally unstable. Tell me more. Healer, that's the challenge and the lesson. Do you try to be somebody's healer? You were over here trying to heal somebody's inner child because child is a likely outcome. Your person is childish, ignorant, or very immature, very hurt, getting very hurt and painful. But mentally unstable, this particular card in the Kipperish deck and the child card, they both got tears in their eyes. So it's given that with the healer, you may have tried to heal this person. Maybe you know your love was steady. And if this is truly a twin flame connection, right? One of y'all was stable and the other one wasn't. So your person was definitely unstable and you were the healer. However, what the twin flame journey will teach you is that you can't heal anybody. You can hold boundaries, you can hold standards, you could, you know what I'm saying, learn from your lessons, but they have to learn from theirs, okay? So in a twin flame relationship or connection, the real healer is the person themselves. Going within, understanding that whatever behaviors they had didn't work. Again, like I said, you gave this person the benefit of the doubt. They had to learn to not stretch your grace so far. You know what I'm saying? Not try and I don't know why intimidate was about to come out of my mouth, but this person had to learn to not run amok with the grace and the feelings that you had. They had to also learn to see things for what they are, not what they wanted them to be. And that is also a lesson you had to learn. So, with that being said, you are dealing with somebody with this mentally unstable and emotionally unstable card and a hidden energy. So, this person has some challenges they have been through. One of the challenges to work on their healing. And then we have child, bottom of the deck. We got ascending. So in this connection, you are ascending this whole situation. You might have had felt, I guess you felt a trauma bond at some point. You may have felt trapped in this relationship. Maybe you felt like you couldn't let go, or you couldn't leave them alone, or you couldn't release them. You know what I mean? With a twin flame journey, it's very hard when you have a very intense connection with somebody and it feels like they're your other half, or it feels like you've never had that experience before. That bond is hard to release. Not that it's not hard to break, but it is hard to release. And this person could have been the one to break the bond, is what I'm getting, because of the fact that they're not healed in a way that would make a relationship work. All right, make that make sense for you. If it don't take it. You know, only take what resonates, leave the rest. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me about bondage. Love offer. So there was a connection here. It felt new, it felt special, and then it formed into feeling like a trap. It formed into feeling like bondage. Like y'all are tied at the hip, tied at the heart. Like you have a tribal bond with this person, a soul tie of some sort. And it started with an offer. Tell me more. Maybe you offered to help this person. Maybe you offered to love this person because this is love offer. I don't know what it was, but you saw something in this person, maybe potential. Because, love offer is also Ace of Cups and it's also the beginning. Tell me more about Twin Flame Spirit. Yeah, emotional pain. You and this person were trauma bonded. And that's why it feels like a twin flame. You and this person were trauma bonded, and it is full of emotional pain to be connected to this person. Oh, tell me about this mentally, emotionally unstable, please. Trusted. Oh yeah. You trust this person, but this person wasn't mentally right to be trusted. They may have played with your trust. They may have lied to you. They may have there's a lot, spirits, that they could have done. They may have stolen from you. But on a regular basis, this person tested your trust because mentally and emotionally they weren't right. This person um didn't trust themselves. It's a lot of crying in this particular reading, to be honest with you. Because emotional pain, this person has tears. Let me see, bondage. Bondage has tears. Um, Hi, everyone in the chat. You don't need to spam the chat. Hello. Um, Mentally, this is a tarot reading. If you're not into tarot, this is not your channel. But I do appreciate you coming. Thank you. Healing. Healing is about the healing and ascension is about the most peaceful cards. This is about a lot of pain emotionally and about being tied to somebody with a lot of emotional pain. You know what I mean? Oh, Jose, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go. Yeah, we don't do that here. All right, so trusted is here, but this you cannot trust somebody who can't trust themselves. You can't trust somebody who's mentally and emotionally unstable. Yeah, tell me more about healer spirit. That being in ooh, that being in the challenge and the lesson. Yeah, you moved on. You let this go. You know, at some point you realize this wasn't your journey anymore. That it was time for you to let it go so you could work on your healing and they could work on theirs. These are two things that, sometimes we feel like we come together the wrong time, wrong place, that type of thing, but it could just be that your levels of growth and development are very different. And so that would indicate somebody needs to revisit it at a later time when they've caught up a little bit more. You know what I mean? When they've worked on themselves, when they have looked within, when they start ascending their situations, when they let go of their baggage and don't bring it into a condition with you, when they've learned more about their trauma and start healing from their trauma. Tell me more about child spirit. Like I told you, this person could be childless. Well, they could be childless. They could be childish. I can't even talk tonight. This person could be childish. They also could be very immature for their age. Don't matter what age they are, they could just be very, like, you know, one of the things I talk to y'all about in this channel, and this is just a reminder for those who've heard it before, is that sometimes we have arrested development, which stems from a upbringing. How this person was treated, how the parents acted, what did the parents do or didn't do. And I feel like somebody here was potentially mistreated with emotional pain, mentally and emotionally unstable. Somebody came from a painful background before they got to you, and their development is arrested. So depending on if you know their story or not, you can gauge pretty much what age their trauma impacted them the most. Like, what was the critical breaking point? All right, this person, tell me more about child. About child. Legal. Oh, okay, so somebody got legal issues. Could be a custody battle. This person could be in trouble with the law, have court dates, fines, things that they need to settle. But legal is here. Bottom of the deck and destruction. Yeah. I feel like you left this person or you ascended their chaos and confusion. I feel like you had to move on with travel. You had to take your healing energy with you. This is something that this person, if they came from a very traumatic situation and they are mentally unstable, and the fact that you can't trust them, you had no choice. Even if you left reluctantly, you had no choice. And then, if you had not, Spirit said, if you had not moved on from this person, their legal issues would be your legal issues. Their challenges would have been your challenge, meaning you would end up with some of this person's karma. That's the last thing you want from somebody is their problems making it your problem. It's one thing to want to take somebody on and help them, but when they bring home legal issues and then they impact you legally, that's like somebody borrowing your car and you thought they had a license, you didn't check, and then they go and drive your car into an accident, and now you dealing with the repercussions of allowing somebody to drive your car unlicensed. Somehow it's tying back to you. You know what I'm saying? So this person has some stuff that if you were involved, you would be dealing with. Spirit guides you reluctantly, whether you wanted to or not, to travel, meaning to move on. It wasn't about abandonment, but it's like you cannot be front and center for that. Even if you find out about it, if you know about it, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Your spirit don't want you around it. They said move on. Let this go for now. If there's anything to go back to, I wouldn't say go back to or revisit, you can revisit it, but no. And I don't get that you would be moving back to this or going back to that. If the person had an expectation that you would, not likely. The thing is, when a person comes toward you and they are in reconciliation energy, you have to decide if you should even consider it or not. You know what I mean? It all depends on what they did. What's up, sis? I just seeing you. How you doing? Yeah, endings. Yeah. So with bondage, love offer, and endings in the previous energy, you already let it go. You already put your boundaries up. This particular card has a roll with a boundary on it. So yeah, you released this already. The challenge and the lesson was walking away, moving away from it, taking your healing energy with you. This person is your twin flame with emotional pain. And yeah, it gets hard to let somebody go that's in pain, because you want to heal it, you want to fix it, you want to work together. But if they're not mature enough to work together, based on what I'm seeing, you have no choice. You know what I mean? Tell me more. Voodoo. Yeah, like I said, this felt like nothing you ever felt before. This voodoo is given something magical that you can't explain. It felt supernatural. It felt unreal. It felt um, orchestrated by some source outside of yourself. But what you entered into is a trauma bond. What you enter into is a soul tie with this person. And soul ties can be broken. Hell, twin flames don't necessarily come back together. That's if you believe in them anyway. So take it how it resonate. But yeah, this felt outer worldly. It felt like maybe this person gave a love potion to you and got you hooked. But what it is that you got hooked to is their trauma in an addictive way. Because it happens. It happens when you feel like you love somebody and they're experiencing a lot of pain. You want to just take that away. Person that loves you do. Some people think love is pain. Now let me clarify that. People think when they come from harmful environments, upbringings, abuse, they believe or they in turn start believing that love equals pain. And your person may believe that. Yeah, and your person can't even believe that you could be unbothered by what's going on with them. Like they can't believe we're unbothered here in the hidden energy. They can't believe that you really walked away, that you really let them go. They don't understand the release that you gave them, right? With them endings in the past energy. They don't see, or it's not resonating that you have moved on. All right. make that make sense. But it's the unbotheredness that you have. It's because you're not trying to fix it anymore. And if you're in contact with this person, they don't see that try in your eyes. They don't see that pleading you may have done with them to get their life together or work on a connection. They don't see none of that anymore. This person realizes you're not giving any more effort. As Spirit said, you can't. It's almost like, yeah, we directed you to move away, but you can't muster up a F to give, if that makes sense. So it's not like you don't care, but it's like you're not. It's for some people like myself. When you move on, you move on. You just do. I can't give you, excuse me, any more energy than I already gave you. And if you didn't appreciate the energy that I gave you, then God bless you. Peace to you in your life, right? I become unbothered. That's how I see it. I know people that are like me, and that we become unbothered. Like, it don't matter who you are in our life. I will be done. I don't know where that switch is, but it gets shut off, and I'm relaxed now. I'm not trying to help anymore. I'm not trying to heal anymore. I'm not trying anything, especially with somebody who was lying with trust to hear, or didn't work on themselves. Because one thing about a person, I know for me personally, I will observe you, um, either working on yourself or not. And if I deem you to be playing any games with me, playing head games, just so you can repeat the process, like rinse and repeat, I will just be nothing in you. Because what the fuck? I will just nothing you. I will have to. You know what I'm saying? Because what am I going to do with that? So yeah, unbothered. That gets easier. Like, y'all don't care how much you care about the person. It gets easier and easier to become unbothered with somebody who does not make effort, who does not change, who is steeped in their trauma and pouring that onto you. Because another part of this is when situations like this, your ancestors would guide you away from them, mainly because this person would continue to hurt you and disappoint you in some kind of significant way. With you giving, letting them slide, they would just keep playing in your energy. And it would get worse and worse because, once they feel like you gave them an inch, they're gonna take that mile. If I got away with this, well, collective's really gonna let me get away with this, and that it's a slow build up, but sometimes it speeds up, if that makes sense, right? Sometimes when you've let a person slide, they try something a little bit more harsher and a little bit more harsher, like just disrespectfully. Like if this is a third party situation, right? They'll throw things in your face about the other party just to see if you gonna tolerate that. Oh, that worked. Okay, they didn't hate me for that. They didn't say, okay, cool. Then I can really get blatant. That's how people end up bringing somebody into their home. You know what I mean? With any no regard of what if I got caught. They don't care, because if they got caught before in a conversation on the phone, or they got caught in a car, or they got caught some kind of way, and you took them back or you forgave them, the next time it gets worse. Spirit guided you away from this person and their trauma, but Spirit said they also got these legal issues lingering. Tell me more, Spirit. Some of y'all could be dating somebody who has kids that may have legal issues, and sometimes it could be worse. Tell me more, Spirit. Somebody, I don't know who got the legal issue, but let's let's find out. So after travel, let me see. Challenge and lesson. One card, please, Spirit. There we go. You moved on. I'm telling you. We got travel clarified by moving on. Spirit said you got to go. You couldn't hang around waiting on something to happen with this person. You couldn't You could no longer wait. Spirits just moved you on. This is not something this person was preparing for. They didn't see this on their bingo card. They just figured, you would you let them slide a couple times. You gonna continue to let them slide, and they didn't know you had an off switch. Yeah, Spirit directed you to do self love. You release this, and all their legal issues. What's that?
A bite of the smoked chows that I was sharing.
Smoke who?
Smoked chows, like hardwood smoked chows.
Oh, okay.
I gave you a bite because
You
I know it's.
literally did. Wow, that's all. Damn.
I'm hungry. I was hungry.
Mm.
Thank
Wow.
you.
I guess my taste buds can identify it. Hmm. Thanks. All right. So, what's the bottom of the deck? Actual money. Mmm. Somebody's pockets is getting torn up. So I don't know what happened with your person, but I can tell you from what I can see here, they lost a lot of money. I don't know if this person is like very first say control freak or control center. They like to control their environment. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So Spirit said the way this person may have grown up, they may not have had much money, right? And when or their parents did, something like that. Well, a person who had comes up in lack, they tend to covet money when they get over. They tend to covet it to the point where they feel like that's all that matters. When that kind of thing happens and they mistreat people, the first thing Spirit will take from them is their money. All right. So if this person mistreated you, the first thing Spirit did was hit them in their pockets. They took from them. Spirit says, okay. But in the meantime, because it's given that you are more either anxious or secure attachment style, and that you were guided by Spirit to end this, change up your routine, be unbothered, move on, and focus on self love. Whereas this person is in emotional pain, unstable emotionally, needing healing, but they got to work on themselves, and legal issues. Yeah, and they losing money, leaking money. Tell me more, Spirit. Ooh, oh, okay. Spirits, okay. So I just clarified the legal issues and why you are full of self love. False documents here. So this person did something fugazi, like legally fugazi. Like they had fraud. Um, I'm hearing grand larceny. I'm hearing something to do with money. They stole money or they defrauded something. Um, what's up, Aya? How you doing there? Yeah, somebody lied on some serious documents. It's like with the way they got billed. Um, somebody lied, and there was some truth to it, but it came back to this person. This is given like PPP loan because it says forgery. Mm. And the date, all the signature, mm, some statements, agreements, documents, info, something. They lied in writing, and now they're paying the consequence of that lie with the legal issues. Ooh, we Spirit moved you away. What's going on, Veronica? I ain't seen Lottie in a minute, and I don't remember seeing her live. Has she been live? Cause it ain't been coming up on my thing. Like I haven't caught her live. I've seen uploads, but I don't think I've seen the actual live ended. Let me know. Maybe I'm missing something and I gotta go unsubscribe and subscribe. But yeah, She has been. She had to take a break. She's been doing lives from Arizona. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Well, that's good to know. As long as she good, cause I'm like, what? And I'm wondering what time she be on, cause I'm missing her. I miss my sister. All right, so wow. Oh, her sister-in-law transition. Oh, so she's away for that. Okay, got it. Today was her celebration. Oh, wow. So she, yeah. Okay. Prayers for Lati, y'all. If y'all know Lati, follow her channel. But prayers for her as she deals with the transition of her sister-in-law. Mm, death is no joke. And you know, end of the year be bringing a lot of it. So prayers for Lati. Wow. But thank you for letting me, updating me and letting me know. If you catch her, tell her I asked about her, but I've been trying to figure out what she on. Mm. Oh, okay. That's probably what it is. That's what it is. Shorter and sporadic. Okay. Because I'm saying, like, where is she? I see her upload, but then I don't see her live. So I'm like, what's going on? At least I would catch one or two a week. But yeah, thank you for giving us that explanation. Appreciate that. All right, so yeah, this person, somebody's in a lot of mess. Nothing to do with you, but a lot of mess. Uh, uh, uh. Oh, I got my cards backwards. Hold on. Tell me about this ending from the love offering. Mm. All right, Spirit said you had a gift. You have a gift. Like, I already know my Clarity Empress family. Y'all are gifted people. You know what I mean? Y'all are we talk about the Claires, but sometimes we got gifts we can't give a title to, but we know we have it, at least until we figure out what it is, right? Y'all have a gift. There's some sort of gift that you have. There's also like that gift of knowing is called claircognizance. Sometimes we know a thing that we got to do and we're reluctant. I'll give you an example. I was supposed to Spirit told me to move on from a situation. But I came back to them because they were the only thing I could get to mobilize people at the time. So I figured, let me just start something for them, and then they could take it and run with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm still gonna move on, but let me set it up. I could at least do that. If I don't have the money to give a certain way, I could at least get mobilized people who have money to do it. At least that was the thought process I had. And then I did my due diligence and talked to the people involved in setting things up, only for them to tell me that, somebody's EIN tax ID had to be involved, that I have my own stuff and these people have theirs. And I said, nope, that's it. Right? Now I'm saying all that to say, Spirit had told me to walk away. Spirit had told me to leave it alone. I still thought I was walking away, but I was just going to spearhead something and get it started. Spirit said, not even that. So when the lady that I met with that explained to me how everything went said to me, yeah, you're going to have to give up your tax ID. So one of the entities has to do that. And I was like, it's not going to be mine. And if we got to do it like that, that means I'm not going to take on something that I'm not directly impacting or I can't oversee. You know what I mean? Like protection wise, I can't do that. And I don't really like the entities that they got. When I thought it was just a plug and play thing and it didn't involve that, I was cool with it. And the moment she said that, I had to pull it all back. And when I said, you know what, I'm done, Spirit blessed me in a whole different It, you know what? It opened the floodgates and it gave me exactly what I was looking for and then some. Like I couldn't have found a better spot, couldn't have found a better situation. So far, so good. So far, so great. And I was like, wow, all I had to finally do was surrender everything. Not even a little bit of thing. I should just have let it all go. And I'm like, liberated and blessed at the same time. And it's like, it's amazing that when you finally let it go, when you realize, oh, yeah, no, I'm done. And it don't matter if it's a situation, if it's a job, if it's a person. And sometimes you don't have the next step in mind. I had a next step in mind, but I had no idea how it was gonna go. I just knew that this was definitely it. Like I this was definitely it for me. I had already looked at a couple of situations and I was like finding the faults with them that was like too much for me. Too much. I was like, yeah, I can't do that. I can't do this. I would love to, but I can't. Or they're shifting too much. I can't do that. I just knew certain things weren't going to work out, even though no matter what the pluses were, the negatives were too much, right? Spirit said, you got to let it all go. Just let it go. It's okay, baby girl. Let it go. And I was like, yeah, this ain't going to work. I'm done. Yeah, now I'm over it. And Spirit said, now look what I got for you. Poof. I said, oh, shit. All this time. I had no idea. And I knew, to some degree, I knew. I knew who to talk to. I knew who to inquire to lead me in direction. And we didn't talk because the time wasn't right. But we were supposed to talk back in October and made an appointment and we didn't connect. And then I found out some more things from the people helping me spearhead a situation. And they led me back to that person and I was like, yeah, I do have a meeting with them, but the information they gave me helped me make a better decision, helped me feed that conversation the right words, the right scenario, it just worked out. But it worked out when I said, I'm done. I can't even do the little bit I was going to do and leave them with. I'm done. Then I find out that I'm not the only one that has the same sentiment about that situation without even having a gossip or anything like that. That situation is leaving a bad taste in my mouth to some degree, and it has already turned off a lot of people. So it is the right time, like divine timing, to let it go and to move on. And Miss Carmen, you see her every now and then. Carmen said, you always tell us to let shit go, right? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I'm glad that I follow spirit. And this, I don't know if this is, well, this, no, I can't say I don't know. This says twin flame. So this is a relationship across the board right now. This is a relationship. And my situation was also based on a relationship. This is different. But what's similar about it is that I'm moving away at a time where I don't have to get caught up in somebody else's mess because there's something, I don't know what's going to happen, but something will be going down. I do know that. I do know it deals with actual money. So this is very similar, not the same. I do know that I was told by spirit to end it. Okay. Um, it felt emotional, but I do think with the emotional and mental stability, I always kept saying that the people didn't think right. They're not thinking rationally. I feel like they have dollar signs in their eyes and they're not thinking rationally. So the challenge and the lesson is moving on, but also where am I going? That's why the travel card is here. To take my healing energy somewhere else. So whoever this situation is about, you have to take your healing energy somewhere else. Go work on you now. Go find a better situation than this. This person is dealing with very severe legal consequences with this false document. Let me tell you something. That card is in this deck every time. It don't come out like that. So whoever this is, this child, or this immature adult, uh, with the legal self and self love is you, and this false document, they got some stuff, and you do not want to be tied up with whatever it is that they got, because it definitely does involve destruction and actual money. Spirit got you ascending that situation, because had you tied yourself to it, you would be stuck with the burden of it. This is their burden. This is their cross to bear. This is not your business. I don't care how much you learn about it, whether you learn about it through divination, whether a little birdie tells you something. Leave it at that. Don't go getting involved. Don't go giving advice. Don't go signing on the dollar line. Don't do nothing. Mind your business. Stay unbothered. Did that and then put my daughter's name. Yes. This is like giving somebody. You have a cousin who put her younger sister now, so her sisters are at least 10 or 12 years younger than her, right? She in her 50s, so they would have been, when they told me about this, how old were they? They were in their 20s, telling me how when they were teenagers, their sister put her electricity bill in their name and the phone bills in their name. So then they get older and now have to dispute credit based on the fact that she ran up bills in their name, and they weren't even of age to have something like that. So I guess would have been prior to certain credit checks, where people just all they needed was your social or whatever, and they would just use that to make sure you pay, right? Meaning like put it on your credit report. But she actually put housing bills in their name, and now, well, not now, at that time, they were adults trying to get their own places to stay, and now they had to dispute that, hey, this is another adult that did that to me. I'm not the owner of that. I never lived at that address, or you know what I mean? Like they had to now explain, and I know it was a challenge. And applying for disability under his first name. Wow. So I sent special security all the screenshots. Ooh, from LinkedIn and other sites. Damn. Wow. That's crazy. And he didn't have two different socials, so what sense does that make? Especially if you were getting a check. I know somebody I grew up with, she had two socials. I don't know why she had that. I forgot what the reason was. But she had two social security cards, and she had two last names. Something got screwed up at the time of her birth certificate. So she would just pick and choose which one she was going to use. But that wasn't her fault, and I don't know how you correct that. Oh, he was working under the table. Yeah, but when you work under the table, there ain't no point in changing your name, right? Well, maybe, because if they do keep books, they could be audited and you still get caught up. But and using your kids' names is crazy. Yeah, people do all kind of crazy stuff with people's stuff, falsifying documents and crap. That's crazy. Tell me more about voodoo spirit with the twin flame. Yeah, you blocked this person, or this person is blocked out of your energy. Uh, this is somebody who bled on you. Okay, this is somebody who hurt and then took it out on you. So they no longer have access to you, because this person will just do the same, like more of the same. He worked under his middle name for decades until that happened. I found out now his first name is on everything, and his claim was denied, canceled. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Well, whoever this is blocked. They can't come around and try that shit no more. Not with you. Tell me more. Oh, yeah, and this is a karmic mask. This is somebody who thought they had it in the bag. They thought that you would fall for the monkey to tailpipe. They thought they had you. They thought that you were attracted to them. This also is a person that it does not give consideration, does not take accountability for their actions, lies a lot because we already got that with trusted here. Um, they kind of live in a fantasy or delulu energy, so to speak. I feel like this person, when they don't take responsibility for their actions because they don't see nothing wrong with their behavior. You know what I mean? Like this is somebody who their parents didn't give them that accountability, for their actions. This is somebody whose mother or father would lie for them, knowing that they're wrong, knowing that whatever they're doing is harmful. They would be like, not my child. Not my son. Meanwhile, they ain't shit and everybody know it, but they get protected by somebody who doesn't allow them to take accountability for their actions. All right, tell me about moving on, spirit. It's funny though, cause spirit is like, yeah, no, you moved out, we got you up out of the way with this person. This person thought they could impact you. This person may still be trying to impact you. Yeah, yeah. Hello, they want to communicate with you. They're trying in some way. It might be a hey big head, what you doing? Text. It could be nostalgic energy. It could be some sort of trying to get you to come and speak to them, communicate with them. They want you to be bothered. They want you to come out of that unbothered energy. And I wouldn't doubt if this person knows that you are a diviner or that you read cards, even if it's just for yourself, this person is picking up the deck too because they figure if you know something, maybe they can figure it out something too. And part of that is how to get back in your good graces. Or if there's a chance, like this person is checking your temperature, trying to see if there's a way back in, or if you will receive them in some kind of way. They don't seem to understand that they need to go ahead and take care of that problem they got because it's an entanglement they got going on with them documents and them legal troubles, and just leave you the fuck alone. You're not, spirit that redirected you to take your healing energy a whole nother place. This person didn't choose to heal. This, what I'm getting is this person chose to play games. If anything, okay. I know that's right. Don't play about your baby. Yeah, yeah. As readers, we do that. I don't really get into what I got always going on to a certain degree. On my own lives. I let somebody tell me what read my energy. You let me know and I'll let you know if it's true. You know what I'm saying? Read my energy, let me know. That somebody told me there's somebody trying to come back in my life that was on a live on TikTok. I was like, really? Hmm. He told me something that I see them differently. I was like, what? You ain't lying there. And that was about it. He gave me 2 cards. I was like, all right, cool. Thank you. Here's some likes. Like. Um, but yeah, with divination here, like I feel like this person dabbles in divination. I feel like you divine for yourself. I feel like this person is trying to find the way back in. When you treat a person way better than they've ever been treated, and they turn around and they mistreat you to the point where you're done with them, they're gonna try whatever they can to crack that door back open. They're gonna try to get in with you in some way. Some way you got to. But the thing is, a lot of times with folks like that don't realize how profoundly they have mistreated you to the point it has rewired you, changed you to the point where you can no longer do any of that again. Like you're not interested, you're not willing, you're not able to do that again. You can't put that much effort or energy that you placed in this person, and like you've done enough. You've done enough. Yeah. All right. So what's the advice, Spirit? Because we already know what the problem is. What's the advice? Jezebel. There go it. There she go. This is third party because we got karmic masculine here and Jezebel. This person is dealing. So it could be the Jezebel that got them into these documents. Like she could be the mother, the baby mama, somebody who have access to something got this person in trouble. They have an entanglement with the Jezebel. So what's their advice for dealing with this Jezebel? Not for you, but for them. What is the advice for your person when it comes to this Jezebel? Not that you gonna give it to them, but you know, I'm seeing lust here. So she's ruled by lust. Come on now, too many cards, one at a time. Oh, there's no advice yet. Um, because she keeps this person in confusion and illusion. You know, this person either listens to her, trusts her, believes her, and then they're also confused by the fact that now she may not have been a person that had any serious had to take any serious accountability, but now she does with this confusion and illusion. So this person is a little confused, I feel, with how is she, you know, watching her navigate this. What is going to happen to her? Tell me more, Spirit. What is going to happen to this Jezebel who got your person on with a chokehold mentally? You said Junior Karma. What's that? That motherfucker Jeezy needs to have several seats. Oh, Miss Jeezy. Oh, Miss Jezzy. Oh, okay. So their advice is to boss the fuck up, man up, take charge of their life. This is King of Wands energy. This person got to grow the fuck up because, like I said, that last challenging a lesson position where she's showing up, the confusion, whatever. This person needs to wisen up too. The King of Wands is known as seeking wise counsel. Why? Because he's one of the younger kings in the deck. Part of being a boss is to know everything from soup to nuts about your own company. That would be the same with your person, meaning your own body. You know what I'm saying? Your own personhood. Like you need to know things about yourself. And I feel like this person needs to learn themselves. They need to go through an awakening and come out of this confusion and delulu energy. Now, the advice is not for you, y'all. I'm just saying, as far as what this person would need to do. Many of y'all are not interested in taking anybody back, so we're not talking about that. We're just talking about what the fuck, what they need to do since it's here, since it's out in the open. What is it that they need to do? Tell me more. Oh, yeah, because they've been abused by that person. Yeah, they have to boss up. This person needs to go get healing. They need to get some therapy. They need to go talk to somebody. Yeah, spirits. They need to pray too. Divinity is here. And they're going to be facing their karma. And there's going to be a death, a transition of something. And they're going to have to learn how to see beyond the veil. They need to put the end to that shit with this Jezebel bitch. This raggedy bitch. Yeah. They need to put an end to that shit. And that's on them. Your ending already occurred. Your blocking, your boundaries, all of that has already occurred with this person. You see them for who they are. They have to see themselves for who they are. The problem is they still interested in you. They would love to overcome that blockage, but Spirit was like, hell no. Their money is being taken care of, or taken, so to speak. I want more. Just as the gave me a sample. Trout or whatever she got. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That was delicious. Anyway, Yeah, so this person has to go through their karma. Karma is here. Spirit is gonna let them, with divinity being here. They've been abused, unfortunately. They have to boss up and acknowledge the abuse and then heal from it. But they got a long road to go, this person. You see beyond the veil. They gonna learn to see beyond the veil. They feel like they love you, but this person got a lot of confusion energy, so I don't think they know what love really is, to be honest with you. I ain't trying to be funny either. You know, some people don't, they're not born in love. That's why they take advantage of people that do love them. Because they figure, love must mean you dumb. Love means you stupid. Love means I can play in your energy. And it don't mean that. That's when people learn the hard way. Tell me about this divination, what they learning with that. Yep, that's what I'm saying. And I feel like they do. Oh, your ancestors is involved. Then you're not, spirit isn't. One, they getting their karma, but I feel like it's coming multiple ways. It's like the divine is giving them karma, and your ancestors could be blocking them and even giving them a little taste of their own medicine too. So this person is in emotional pain, but it's the pain of losing you. It's the pain of being separate from you. It's a pain that you didn't inflict on them. It's just what they deserve, and the universe is going to give you the karma you deserve. It's not going to exaggerate that. It don't need to. You get what you give, and this person is getting what they gave. If they hurt you, if they bled on you, if they cut you with the same knife that cut them, well, guess what? They gonna keep bleeding, and now that they moved you out the way, you can go heal, while this person still has to deal with the cuts that they inflicted upon you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that too. I've seen my ancestors crack open doors that people didn't think I should ever be walking in. But I walked right through them with no problem. And I've seen them take care of people that try to come against me. Some people I found out up front and some of them behind my back, but I seen it. I seen it. My spirit guides let me know, like, don't worry about that. I took care of that. Oh, okay. Thank you. And when I stop, when I don't retaliate, the way they get it is worse than anything I could have imagined in anger. The way they pay for it is more than I could have pictured for them. I could picture the worst. You know how when you got clear cognizant, you could know that somebody going down the wrong trail. You know what they did is going to, cause some pain, some friction or whatever. But baby, when you let your spirit guides handle it, the way it comes back to you is far worse than you could have even pictured. It's hard. Oh my God. I'll be like, sucks to be them. Sucks to be them. So this person got a lot to work on. God bless them in their life, if God decides to bless them. Because basically, they're going to have the days they deserve. That's what it looks like here. This person's going to get the days they deserve. And that is not on you to do anything about. Fix. Spirit said, be unbothered and move on. Let them do what they need to do. In the meantime, in between time, I want to thank y'all for coming. Thank you for engaging with me in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, the reading resonates with you in a positive way, so that whatever pain you're dealing with, you can heal from. You know what I mean? That's the goal of your personal healing, because they know you're into tarot and they know what you got going on and or whatever. Well, hopefully they learn something too. Because I split the deck just now. It says, please help poverty. Yeah, they money funny. They need you now. And what is that? Third party sis? Yeah, I told you. They had a third party situation going that's got them in poverty because they are fraudulent and they do things to cause that person to lose money. They entangle them into major problems. No problem, I am glad. I hope it was helpful. I should say I. I don't want to say I. Veronica. I hope it was helpful. You go on and keep on winning. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about this person. Anyway, see y'all guys. Well, I have a wedding tomorrow, and it's also going to be snowing. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do live donation readings tomorrow. Um, energetically would be challenging. So I don't want to make promises about tomorrow. But, thank you for coming tonight. And I'll let y'all know when I'll be back on. I don't, like I said, tomorrow's a big question mark because it's kind of not likely. All right. So thank you in the meantime. Peace and soul, y'all.